Mobile phone fault finding for mobile cell phone repair. In order to repair any mobile cell phone through circuit, we must know the section in which the fault is present and different parts and components present in that particular section. If we know different parts and components present in different sections inside a mobile cell phone, then we can easily repair the fault by checking the component. While doing mobile phone repairing, we can do fault finding if we know different sections inside a mobile cell phone. For example, if there is network problem in a mobile phone, then we can easily repair the phone if we know different parts, components and their function in the network section. Following are different electronic parts and components in different sections inside a mobile cell phone. Network fault: antenna switch, PFO, FEM, RFIC, VCO, RX filter, TX filter, RF antenna, RF crystal, external antenna socket, network signal and supply control and interface section. If we know about the parts and components present in the network section and their function, then we can easily repair the fault by looking at the code number of the faulty component in the circuit diagram and the PCB layout diagram. In this way we can easily make good use of circuit diagram for mobile cell phone repairing. Power on fault: battery, 3.7 volts, battery connector jack, power IC, CPU, flash IC, SRAM IC, RF crystal, RF clock section component, RFIC, power on, off trigger components. Charging fault: charger, 5 to 6 volts, battery, 3.7 volts, charger connector, charger volt fuse, coil, charger over volt protector. Charging IC, power IC, charging regulator, charging volt output components, charger and charger volt detector components. SIM fault: SIM card, SIM socket, SIM signal and supply interface components. Resistance, coil, power IC, CPU etc. Ringer fault: ringer signal input and output components, audio amplifier IC, power IC, CPU etc. Ear speaker fault: ear speaker signal components, audio amplifier IC, CPU, power IC etc. Micro SD card fault: MMC fault, micro SD card, microcard connector, microcard detector switch, microcard detector signal components, CPU etc. USB and bottom connector fault: USB and bottom connector, USB and signal interface connector components, USB signal interface IC, USB driver IC, CPU etc. Keypad fault: key tip, keypad dot sheet, key signal filters, key signal varactors, keyboard to key connector, CPU etc. Display fault: LCD connector, LCD supply components, LCD signal interface filter IC, CPU, LCD signal interface resistance etc. Mic sound fault: mic interface connection, mic signal and supply components, power IC, CPU etc. Backlight LED fault: LED backlight driver IC, backlight driver section components, power IC, CPU etc. Bluetooth fault: Bluetooth antenna, Bluetooth driver IC, Bluetooth section crystal, CPU etc. FM radio fault: hands-free lead, hands-free connector, FM in Bluetooth IC, FM driver IC, CPU etc. Vibrator fault: vibrator motor, vibration supply components, power IC, vibrator driver IC etc. Touch panel PDA fault: touch panel PDA panel, touch panel control IC, CPU, signal interface parts etc.